Welcome back everybody to Ninja2 Plays. So in this video, I will be teaching you how to be able to implement the Spectre into Halo 3's games. So you're probably wondering, Ninja2, the Spectre hasn't been in the game for who knows how long. Has 343 put it in the game? No. A modder by the name of Silent Gamer 64, I hope I said that correctly, has made a model for it, and also pretty much everything right here is the Spectre. But there's a reason for why I'm making this video. There are things that you need to do that will make it work. So first, what you need to do is when you're putting it into a map, let's say I'm putting it into the Citadel map or Covenant, you gotta make sure that the map you're putting in has Ghost, Prowler, or Wraith. So the reason why it needs those three vehicles is because that the Spectre uses a couple of the assets from those vehicles. And then you'll want to go to strings. This will actually go into making strings. This will be like a tutorial for making strings as well, because some people will have trouble with this. I also had trouble with this as well. But as soon as you go to strings, it's right here, right next to tags. So the first thing you go to, when you first open up tags, strings is right here. After you open up strings, you want to open up your localized language. So in my case, I'll open up English. So right now, go down to filter, and well, actually hold up, I almost forgot. Right here is all the strings list. Everything in the game will be in this strings. So in this case, you want the HUD messages. You want things to be showing up right here. This is all the HUD messages in Halo 3. So go down to the filter, type in Spectre, then filter. Then you'll see that none of the string IDs are showing up for the Spectre, which is why I had the mod page up. The mod author was so kind to make a little walkthrough or step-by-step to do it. So I'm going to be showing you how to do it. As soon as you go to the strings, when you want to implement a string ID, if it's already created or you're trying to invent one, go to the string ID right here. You're going to have to put in whatever string ID you need, and then in this case, I'm going to put in Spectre, what was it? Spectre enter driver. Spectre enter driver. Okay, Spectre enter driver. Where's it at? So then, next, you want to put in the value. Afterwards, type in whatever things you're going to put in. In this case, I'm going to put down hold button action reload to drive Spectre. That will be the ability to actually drive the Spectre. Because if you don't put this in, it won't show up. It won't show up on your HUD, and it'll just be a lot more complicated than it's than anything. But let me get back to it. Let me type this in, and then there's also a shorter way for me to be able to do this. So I'm gonna show you what I usually do to do it, or to get through this faster. Alright, so what I normally do is this. I normally highlight the value that I just typed in. I'll highlight the value that I just typed in and copy it. Then add a bunch of these, excuse me. Then paste in the value right here. Since in this case you're going to need 5. You're going to need 5 values right here. So enter in 4 new values right now. We're going to be changing it all in just a second. So just give me a moment. So afterwards, type in the string IDs that will be in here. Spectre. Whoops. Flip. Give me a moment. This takes a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so after we put in all the string IDs, after all the string IDs have been put in, next you're gonna be wanting to fix all this. So like I said, I just copied everything. I just copied the same value down. I'm gonna replace everything with the correct value. So in this case, Spectre board, I'm going to type in board enemy Spectre. Okay. Next, enter gunner. To operate Spectre turret. Then enter or to ride in Spectre. So this right here, all these strings right here are mostly just gonna be HUDs. These are stuff that's gonna pop up in your HUD. You know how when you jump up, when you try to get into a Wraith or a Scorpion and they say press whatever you have in your action key to get into Scorpion or Wraith, this will be showing up, but it will be saying Spectre instead. So the reason why I had this mod page up is because I actually needed to look off of this. But there's a whole bunch of other things you need to do to implement the Spectre correctly. But this stuff is recommended, but it's not required. So we're just going to ignore that for right now. So afterwards, I'm going to go to tags and then go to SC and R. If you remember from my last tutorial, if you saw my last tutorial, like you don't have to, but I just talk about scenarios and implementing squad IDs, or just talk about implementing new things to the squads. So go to scenario and then vehicle palette. Enter the where is it? Vehicle palette. Okay, there we go. Here we go. And then I'm just gonna have the Warthog replaced with the Spectre. Then save it. Also, you're gonna need to save the strings. Don't forget to save these strings. It will be a pain if you forget. Okay, with everything implemented, let's go into Halo 3 and see how it goes. Okay, so we're in Halo 3 right now. We're on the Covenant. So right now, I basically just dealt with all the Covenant beforehand, so I could just get to the Spectre and just show you that the HUDs are working. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This beauty right here is a Spectre right here, and honestly, ever since this guy made this thing, I've been messing with it ever since. So let me show you the HUDs. So you see right there in the corner where my weapons are? That's what we're wanting to see. Hold E to ride in the Spectre. So right here, you want everything right here to show. Operate Spectre turret, ride in the Spectre, drive Spectre. There's no way you can be able to test the hijack enemy Spectre because right now, I can't test that right now because I had no enemy Spectres, but you get the point. But, so I hope this video was informative for you and it helped you putting in string IDs for Halo 3. I also plan to do other Halo games, but I primarily mod Halo 3. So, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.